Hey graphic designers, this is Mr. Granlett here, and I'm going to take you through how to do the recolor tutorial using Photopea. Alright, so here we have our image, and you need to use at least 3 different types of recoloring methods. It's going to be hue and saturation, black and white, and then the color replacement tool found in the brush palette. So let's actually start with the color replacement tool. I'm going to change this green area to be a red area. So I'm going to click on my color picker here. This is the foreground and this is the background color. In the foreground color, I'm going to select one of these colors in here. Click OK. In the background, I'm going to choose red. And now what we want to have it do is switch the green colors for the red colors. So if I did this right, you'll see this turn red. Now when I click on it, it says Smart Object must be rasterized first. If that ever happens to you, you're going to go up to Layer, you're going to go down to Rasterize, and you'll see that the layer changed right there. So there's this little box here by the layer, and that means that it's a smart object. To get rid of that, we go to Layer and Rasterize, and that's going to make it more of a pixelated layer. Okay, now we are ready to paint. Now as I'm painting, I'm noticing nothing's changing. If that happens to you, it means you need to switch the colors. So the red needs to be in the foreground, and the green needs to be in the background. That means it's going to change from green to red. So if I click here, there we go. Now it's changing that green color to be a red color. And I can change aspects about my brush, like the size, the hardness. Usually when I'm using the recolor brush, or the color replacement tool, underneath the brushes, I am using a very soft brush. And now we've changed that green background to be a red background. The second way that we change the colors in here needs to be black and white. So I'm going to go to select an area. I'm just going to select an ellipse. Now you can be very creative where you select the background, or you can select maybe the cat or whatever object you're working on. In this case, I'm going to do just kind of a plain selection using my elliptical selection tool, which if I click and hold on the rectangle selection tool, I get the ellipse select tool. Now I'm going to go to Image and Adjustments. I'm going to go to black and white. And this is going to change just the area that I selected to black and white. And if I adjust these sliders, it gives me options of what it's going to do to the different colors in there. So if it finds any red pixels, it's going to make them a darker black or gray color. If it finds any blue pixels or magenta pixels, you can adjust it to how you like and click OK. To get rid of this selection, I go to Select and Deselect. For my final way of changing the color, I'm going to use hue and saturation. So I'm going to use the quick selection tool, and I'm going to select the cat this time. And I'm going to go I'm going to just refine this. So I'm clicking and holding, and it's finding just the amount that I want to select here. If I was really picky about my selection, which on this tutorial I'm not, but if I was, I could go to the Refine Edge tool, and that would give me a way to clean up the edge of my selection. Now what it's doing is it's creating a border around my edge, and then it's looking for pixels to cut out or leave in however it sees fit. and it makes a new layer when I'm done. So on this layer here, I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, Hue Saturation. And I can adjust the hue here. It isn't very noticeable, but if I play with these other aspects like the saturation and the lightness, you see the changes much more intense. You can also click on the Colorize button if you like and see what that does to the picture. Alright, blue cat on a pink background, perfect. I can go ahead and save this as a JPEG, export it as a JPEG, and turn it in to Schoology.